Hey, there we go. Hopefully we'll see Alaszun's going. Should come back up here once we get back on time here.
Yeah, it looks like from what I can see on the trackers, we have a very loaded Kakariko here. I mean, not Kakariko, Hyrule Castle. Yeah, so really nice that our runners already have a couple safety items to work with, being their. Why do I still have sound? I'm not sure what's happening. I'm sorry.
No, I have a little bit of sound here. I'm going to assume that it's on Catobat's side. He did find himself a heart piece, so looks like he's heading back to make his way into back of escape. It looks like we did find the lantern, which is a good find for right now early in the game. Normally, if we did not have a lantern, even though this is a standard seed, we would be given the courtesy cone here for the runners here in the back of escape, since the regular game tells us that we cannot continue without that lamp. So they do give us that. We got ourselves a heart piece, some bombs, and just another heart piece when it comes to that back of escape. So not a whole lot we're finding here. But with that glove, that kind of gives us, and Atlanta gives us early access in logic of Death Mountain, even though our checks are very limited. So I'm going to assume with both of these runners, we might see a typical Kakariko on our South Sword checks before we even go up in that direction.
Yeah, definitely. That early lamp, even, having a light source is always nice, but having that fire capability is really, really nice, because it seems like the further you go kind of in the growth of the randomizers, the fire seems to be hidden a little bit more and more each time we get an upgrade. So I think finding that super early is very, very nice.
I will agree with you on that. It seems like that it's either our lantern or even our fire rod that seems to be the one item we're always looking for.
Yeah, definitely. So we are just getting that typical opening, a couple checks here. Looks like we're going to get an Agina check here for major mistakes. Catobat, as Alaszun is heading right into the Lost Woods, going to go ahead and do that Lost Woods Thief drop for just $5.
And just looks like just 20 there on our our lumberjack ledge.
Yeah, so at least we won't be needing Agina just for that item on Lumberjack. Kind of a refreshing thing to see.
Yeah, and then just a 20 rupee there, big 20 at the mushroom spot. So not really finding a whole lot here in the Lost Woods, but still with Kakariko coming up, that's going to give us 10 items and then some.
Oh yeah, definitely. So many nice checks here in Kakariko, and we do have that bottle, so not going to have to isolate that sick kid right away.
Yeah, that's definitely one that I've seen already that's come back and bit a couple people in the rear end when they kind of forget to go to sick kid. So it looks like we also now have a divergence in routes. So it looks like Alaszun is going to make his way up to Death Mountain, which makes logical sense. He's right here. So it'll be interesting to see what he gets up here from the old man.
Yeah, I mean, it does give him that save and quit point. So far, not much that he's going to be able to do up here, but we will get that look over at our Spectacle Rock, 2 items there, only one of which we can't attain at the moment, but we are going to get that item from Old Man, so that is also a good thing. Oh, quick map check. I saw a blue pendant on Hera as well as a 5-6 on Eastern. I did miss what desert was.
I did not get a chance to see anything on that. Too many places to look at, but I'm sure our tracker can help us out. I did see 2 light world, looks like a pendant on Hera. I'm not sure about Eastern. It looked like a 5-6 at Eastern.
I have to say, having those two specific dungeons being pendants, I feel like that makes me feel more comfortable as a runner. Two pretty quick dungeons to check, get those items and get out. I always feel better when the pendants seem to be easier to access and kind of get their items out quite quickly. We do have the powder over in the Kakariko Well and a baby's first shield. Unfortunately, that is pretty much all we're going to get. Can't really check that powder yet. We do not have that hammer, but it might be coming up soon.
And then we get ourselves our first mail upgrade, as well as our first bow at the Sunken Treasure. Wow, we're really going to need that one soon. So it'll be interesting to see what we have there.
Yeah, that is a really nice weapon to find early on that gives access to a couple more places that you otherwise would probably hold off on, like Eastern and Pod. So often that hammer finds itself in Pod anyway. So it is nice to kind of have one of those logical requirements out of the way before you head in there. Tavern with just a piece of heart. Let's see what our sick kid has.
Ooh, there's our...
Yeah.
Oh, and a
wow.
flute. Mushroom, wow. And the flippers. So South Shore was the place to go. Holy cow. That was a very, very loaded mini Moldorm cave. Wow, it looks like Sig Kid just gave us some bombs. So Alaszun making the right call here really early in the race.
Yeah, definitely. Kakariko really not holding up its end of the bargain with good items. And Alaszun making that big brain call to go ahead and check South Shore first and getting some of those really nice items.
Yeah, we had a nice
nice
little map
arcade.
check there on the side. So it was pendant, Eastern pendant, Hera, and then a 5-6 at Eastern.
Yeah, I really like these plays that Alaszun is making. I feel like with this invitational league, you really have to take these gambles early on just because of, the talent of all the runners in this pool. So I think making that South Shore check going up the mountain first, kind of leaving Kakariko, which we know at the moment was a good choice because Kakariko really only had our powder for us. So this is setting Alaszun up very nicely to kind of route in Kakariko with the Dark World as well if he continues to kind of check these one-off areas.
Yeah, I agree with you 100% on that. With as close as these races are, because every match is stacked up, every division, every team is so right there on top of each other. It's going to be extremely tight. I don't know how many matches you've had a chance to watch so far during the season. I know I have watched my fair share, but either calming or tracking, or just sitting and watching myself. But it's been a tight race. All of them have.
Oh, I know. I mean, it's coming down to seconds, in a lot of these races, which is really exciting because a lot of the times we do see very drastic route deviance between both of the runners, and they somehow come together to climb that tower together, and it's always exciting. So I definitely really like the matchups. The runners choosing who's going to race what. I really, really think that, this, of course, every time you have a tournament, it kind of gets better and better, with the racers and stuff. But I feel like this is just awesome to watch. And it's such a big variety of the different modes that the randomizer offers, and kind of playing your strengths to which one you're best at is really exciting, especially because you aren't just playing for yourself. You have two other people on your team. So I think it kind of adds a little bit more excitement to the races.
Yeah, and as you had hinted to, just the way the different races are this week. This week is a standard casual boots. Next week is one of my personal favorite weeks when we get into the spoiler log key sanity race, where you have one person running while another person is in their ear telling them where to go. Then the following week is a lot of people's favorite week when it comes to mystery week, because who knows what we will see. And
Yeah, definitely.
1 week's an Randomizer, and then I believe the last week will be our another co-op week. So definitely a little bit of everything for everybody. Definitely more challenging what it has been. And at the same time, even though this is the Invitational League, we also want to make sure we give shout outs to our Open League. Our Open League is for a lot of those teams that that are doing it more for the fun side and casual side, but still got to give credit for all the 50 plus teams that are in that league.
Yeah, definitely. And we are kind of just coming off some different tournaments. We had the Cross Keys tournament going on earlier, and then like just rolling into tournament after tournament, you kind of feel like you kind of lose that stamina and people aren't really hanging around. But I feel like in the A Link to the Past community, it's just like when one's done, we're like, okay, let's do another one. Let's go. You know, it's really fun to have so many people that not just join the races, but are also a part of them, like in chat or tracking or commentating or restreaming. It's just a really fun thing.
Yeah, it looks like now Catobat making his way into Eastern Palace. Going to have access here to 3 items. Going to go in here for his first 5-6 crystal here.
Yeah, I think getting that early bow, the early lamp, it's kind of telling you, you know, this is a 5-6 crystal. Pyramid Fairy could come into play. Go ahead, get it done. Let's do it.
Yeah, and that first chest right away, he finds himself the big key. So there's a good possibility we might have something on Armos, but let's knock on what we have on that. Even though we can complete this dungeon here with both the lantern and the bow, so.
Well, looks like Alaszun is switching to that mushroom. Going to go ahead and turn that into our witch and see what kind of excitement she's holding for us today. We do have that powder, so not going to have to worry about doing any fake powder shenanigans. So without further ado, let's see what our witch hut has for us today. Wow, Catobat finishes up Eastern. Okay, a bottle with red goo. That's good.
Yeah, that's our second bottle of the game so far, which is a good thing. I was kind of curious if that was not going to be a good item, if Alaszun was just going to maybe save scum that mushroom so we can usually use it a little bit later.
No, actually, when you turn in the mushroom to the witch in the vanilla game, you get the powder.
Gonna see a couple more here, flipper checks here. Just finding bombs here in Eastern Palace, so nothing too exciting. Ooh, do find the blue cane. That may come in handy for Spike Cave a little bit later.
Yeah, we do have that cape already, but Burna does make some things kind of easier. And I think you kind of get the low percentage run when you're in these kind of races. So having any kind of safety is always nice. Just some bombs on that Zora ledge. So not going to be taking care of that, but Alaszun is going to see what our scamfish has for us today.
Yeah, he definitely has the money to make sure that he takes care of that. And here we are at the vanilla big key chest here on Catobat's side. Just some arrows and a map. So nothing too exciting on either end of our runners.
Yeah, Eastern coming up empty, but again, this is one of our 5-6 crystals, so that does lead to potentially 2 more items that we could be required to have to finish the seed.
Yeah, and you're right here. So, I mean, you might as well just go ahead and finish the dungeon. You got all the tools to do it. But at the same time, too, I mean, we can go into the back of Saha's closet, get our 3 items there, and possibly find out where even our green pendant's at.
Alaszun taking that mirror straight up the mountain, going to give us our look at Spec Rock. Just 5 rupees there at the mirror spot. And at the drop down, oh, that's a hammer.
There's our official, or no, it's not our official Dark World access. We're still looking for that Moon Pearl.
Yeah, I mean, Aga is not out of the race here yet, but it is slowly looking like he might be. And grabbing that hammer with that mirror, Alaszun is going to have the option to go ahead and check out Hera, as well as head over to the right side of Death Mountain, where he has Paradox Cave, Spiral Cave. We could see what is on our floating island and, you know, possibly find that Moon Pearl.
Yeah, gotta be careful here jumping down. You don't want to jump down too far with that spin speed. I know I've done that on my fair occasion.
Oh yeah, Catobat having a little bit of trouble with the Armos Knights here, but quickly regains composure to get 50 rupees as well as his 5-6 crystal. Have a bomb jump set up for, Alaszun accidentally taking fall. Gonna save and quit. Definitely a little bit faster than going through that whole climb there.
Yeah, that's definitely a long run. It'll be interesting to see where it looks like. So Catobat, it looks like he's going to go over to Saha, going to check out what's in his closet, which we're very limited on places we can go to find that moon pearl. And it looks like we found ether. I did see a map check. Looks like our green pendant was pod, and our other 5-6 was Skull Woods, if I saw that correctly. That was a very quick map check. So
it really was, and that's the thing. You have to really have a sharp eye to catch these the pendants and crystals. I know that is one of my anxiety-ridden moments when I'm tracking, is when those map checks come up. So far, our first item in Hera just being a heart piece. Alaszun is going to go ahead and take that. Catobat is going to go and check the hobo to get his useless item and probably finish up with their flipper checks as well.
Yeah, just checking that first item in Hera. Now he's taking off. Probably going to just dig through here on all the east side Death Mountain here. You can check everything. Looks like he's going to check Spiral Cave first. I mean, I don't know about you, but so far a lot of these races that I have calmed, a lot of runners for some odd reason ends up leaving this item, and to me personally, it always kind of makes me a little scared when they do.
Yeah, I think Spiral Cave especially is such a difficult location to isolate because it is such a pain in the neck to get to. Today it just has a full heart, but having that relief of knowing that you have not left it alone. And we see there's just some money on Hylia Island, so our runners probably won't be concerning themselves with that either today. Okay, our first look into Paradox. Now, I'm feeling like if Alaszun does not find the Moon Pearl here, he's probably going to go dig out that other item in Hera.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well since you're here, since the only things we really have left to check here would be Gina himself. So we pretty much, one way or another, have checked everything else, so...
Yeah. Oh, there's our third bottle. Our second sword. Okay.
Oh, there's our moon pearl.
There's the moon pearl. Okay.
And that's where our boots was going to be. Wow. That 20 rupee there at the end, even though it was a green rupee and a 20, so that's where our boots were supposed to be at. So Paradox Gate was pretty loaded.
Yeah, looks like Alaszun is going to give us our first look at Hype Cave here. I like this routing. This is typically the route that I take when I get my first Dark World access. I don't know why. It's just a weird thing I do. So I'm always excited to see Hype Cave, like super early.
Yeah, 21-minute Hype Cave. Not something that happens very often. And here at Hype Cave, we got ourselves just 300 rupees.
Definitely not a poverty seed.
No, 5. Oh, there's our fire rod. Heart container and some bombs. So I would probably give that about a 3, depending on... well, we're going to need that fire rod for Skull Woods, so... Yeah, I give about a 3 or 4 on that one.
I got to give it a little bit higher because Skull Woods is our second 5-6. So that means we also have access to the Pyramid Ferry there as well. So I gotta give it at least a 6 on that fire rod, especially because TR and Skull Woods being crystals, it's definitely required.
Yeah, well, hopefully today we will not have to go on an ice rod hunt. I know I'm personally kind of getting tired of seeing those. It seems like a lot of our races lately have been either a fire rod or ice rod hunt to finish up the game. So, but then again, I did calm a race last night where that race was done. I think the slow second place time was 1 hour and 23 minutes. So clearly a very fast jet seed here. So Alaszun looks like he's making his way up into Skull Woods with that fire rod. So definitely a good early call here.
Catobat Catobat remembering, oh, that was the hammer in Spec Rock. I'm going to go grab that before I continue on my way. Alaszun, pretty low percent moth we're going to have here, but does have that cape and Berna, so I think they will be just fine. Also 3 bottles, so they should be good.
Yeah, it looks like Catobat is saving, quitting there out of where the hammer was there in Spectacle Rock, but now going to go back up. I'm going to check those other side of the mountain. Have to go the long way.
Yeah, gonna be happy they did though. Gonna grab that Moon Pearl as well as their second sword, so that definitely makes the play a lot nicer. There's our silver arrows.
There's silver arrows. Wow. So we definitely are pretty much almost combat ready now when it comes to this game. Holy cow.
Yeah, I definitely would be feeling very good in my position with, you know, at least master swords, silvers, powder, bottles, fire rod, cape. I mean, it's a safety dream come true.
Yeah, definitely. Most definitely is right now. Going to make some boss kills even quicker. Alaszun, he will have a lot faster time compared to what Catobat did on Almost Nights here. Just having to use those 6 very fast arrows. Make the Vitreous fight even more quicker. And it's always nice to be able to just use arrows instead of all of our wonderful spins when it comes to the very end of killing Ganon. So but hopefully we'll find one more sword, make life a lot easier on us.
Yeah, definitely. Looks like Alaszun is set up very nicely for his moth fight. Kind of hoping to see him head towards the eastern pod area. I'm really curious to see what's behind our Pyramid Fairy today, just given how quick we had access to both of those dungeons.
Yeah,
I'm also kind of curious about pod as well, being that green pendant. You know, it takes it from 5 items to 6. So it could be something worth diving.
Alaszun needs to be, oh, there you go. They say he needs to be careful with all those spike hits, but he eventually does take down Moth. Moth gives us our second item, so very quick Skull Woods. We're not going to have to go back in and dig up anything.
Yeah, that was extremely generous of Skullwoods there. Typically it is crap. Catobat about to get their bottle sword and moon pearl from Paradox Cave, so going to feel a lot better going to have that dark world access. Of course, that opens up a lot of the game very, very early, so it will be exciting to see which routes our runners choose.
Yeah, definitely so much stuff to do here. We do have our access to everything on the North Dark World side, so make those checks out of the way since we're already here. Maybe something's on Bumper Ledge. I can get our easy, quick access now to Graveyard Ledge with that mirror, and also as well as King's Tomb. So we got plenty of checks, and that's where it looks like Alaszun is going to go check all these North Dark World checks.
Yeah, that early cape and not having to do AGA 1 could mean Bumper Ledge just has a full heart. I was kind of hoping it might have been something good, but it was not.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I was kind of hoping for something else as well.
That's always a very interesting area to find progression on because some runners don't really check it as, you know, often as you might like. Of course, having the mirror and the boots, you're going to want to get these checks out of the way, especially Graveyard Ledge, because it's just so horrible to check.
Yeah, we're checking out the King's Tomb now. We've already seen Hype Cave. Unfortunately, Graveyard just gives us a 20 rupees here. Hype Cave just giving us some money, and also that Fire Rod. So hopefully, Catobat with already Eastern Palace done, he's going to go straight to Skull Woods and get him that 5/6 crystal.
I'm interested to see, okay, I like what Catobat is doing here. Going to give us a look at K45 Stumpy and our race game. These are checks we have not seen yet from Alaszun, so I always like when we have new checks. Graveyard Ledge with just 3 bombs. Let's see what Stumpy has today.
Just giving us a little bit of love today.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to sound greedy because we really have had a lot of progression, but I'm kind of wondering where our next piece is going to be. It's not K45.
Yeah, I have a really bad feeling right now that we're going to be on that next. It's going to be a hunt for that next progression item here. As great as everything's been and how opened up this game is right now, I hope to knock on wood while I still can. So it looks like C-shaped house with just a heart piece. Wow, that was a very fast dig game on that. So
I'm wondering if we're going to see our runners remember that they have that powder and kind of do the mirror here with that hammer and give us a check at what's on Magic Bat.
yeah, that would be a very good thing. But I mean, without the Titans mids, they may hold out on that and just do all that in one time. So just finding our 2 dungeon items so far. We found a map and a compass so far here in Thieves Town. While Catobat's going to pick up his second bottle of the game. Okay, so it looks like all the items are in the back here when it comes to Thieves Town. I mean, there's our first item of 50 rupees, so kind of surprising. I don't recall last time I've seen. Basically, the first 3 chests was our dungeon items. I mean, the only thing we're missing right now is the small key, but we don't have to worry too much about that big chest since we do have that hammer.
That's got to be a good feeling too. You know, checking the first floor of Thieves Town is so prevalent in just basic routing, and knowing you have that hammer and finding out you only have 1 item in the front, it's kind of like, oh, okay, well, let's just do it then.
Yeah, and that's got to be one of the more deflating item checks in the game is leaving that big one there in Thieves Town. It looks like just as I had hoped, Catobat now making his way now into Skull Woods. Hopefully he goes straight to the back, but it looks like he's going to dig a little bit here into Skull Woods.
Going to be a little bit of a time crunch there for Catobat, unfortunately, as we know that both items are relatively accessible without doing the front of Skullwoods at all. But it's fun to watch Skullwoods be done. There's our second item in Thieves Town, just another 50 rupees.
Yeah, definitely finding the money that we probably most of these runners don't need. I mean, they might pick up a blue potion before making their way into Ice Palace, possibly, since they don't have half magic yet. So it'd be nice to have it a little bit, but don't see much them buying more than a potion here or there.
Yeah, definitely, especially with all the safeties we already have. Although I am the queen of safety, so I would not be upset with it.
Hey, I take all the safeties I can get. I've gone out of my way many times while running this game to get that blue potion. So
Yeah, our third commentator, Frank, says hello. He is currently barking his head off at my chickens.
so we have a fourth commentator then?
Well, yeah,
Dog
I
and
can
chickens?
I can go and get Sheldon, my rooster, who likes to track with me when I'm tracking. Wow, Thieves Town really having nothing.
Yeah, just some money and some love here. So Blind will have our last item here.
So, I mean, other than silvers, Eastern was empty. Tower of Hera's one item that we got to pretty quickly was junk. When are we going to get some progression in our dungeons, or is it going to be our overworld checks that are going to help us finish this game today?
That's a good question. Right now, I mean, we got the bow, we got the hammer. I would almost go after that green pendant, 'cause that's going to be 5 items as well as the green pendant. And our fourth and final item at Thieves Town is just 20 rupees. So, but yeah, that'd be probably my next place would be either Pod or even making my way into Swamp Palace. Swamp Palace being a crystal. So, I mean, that would give us 6 items. So those are our 2 most filled places. So that's probably where I would go next. now. But then again, I'm sure these runners will probably do the right thing and do what's expected. So
Yeah, definitely. These runners always have like a really good game plan, you know, of what they're going to do and where we're going to go. I imagine we're going to see Alaszun head south after this, you know, kind of get that and Stumpy and all that done. Wow, nothing in Dark Cack either.
I mean, other than just needing the ice rod, hook shot, and then whatever our medallions are, there's really not a whole lot left. And the cane as well. So we got 4 items at least. So
And
it is
our
like,
Titans.
oh yeah, and our Titans. So there's 5 items for our go mode. So we still got a lot of places to go here. So hopefully from here, as you said with Alaszun, he probably will continue south here. We'll check Stumpy Cave 45. Maybe go around to Pyramid because we have not yet seen Pyramid yet. We have not seen Catfish yet. And then now with Catobat finishing up Skull Woods, hopefully he'll go pick up that big bomb, and we can get a good check here at Pyramid Ferry. But other than that, and we don't have access to our Dark Death Mountain yet, so we don't have a whole lot of checks there. So. And it looks like he's going to go do. Oh, he's not going to do a pod combo Eastern here, combo here. I figured the way he was going to say he does have that mirror, so I was kind of surprised he didn't use that. Oh, to use that portal yet.
Yeah, that was an interesting choice.
Maybe he's just more interested right now getting that 5-6 crystal so he can check it out.
Well, also, nope. I was gonna say you could just go back to the portal and get the bomb and go, but that would still. Okay, so maybe he's gonna do Eastern, take the portal by the dam, do the big bomb, and route in Pyramid and Pod that way. Possibly.
Yeah, I mean that's probably how he would end up doing it. Me personally, I know me personally, I probably would have done the combo here before getting the big bomb. But I mean, the way it's going here right now, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, might as well just go ahead and finish up this one, do it quick, save and quick, go down, do the portal, grab that bomb, and just take the long way around. So.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested in Swamp as well. We've had access to it. I mean, we can't finish it because we don't have that hook shot, but we do have a lot of the items required to do the front half of it. And I feel like Swamp has been a very big race decider in these races that I've watched. I feel like the early Swamp dip makes more races than it breaks. So I want to see someone head to Swamp, even without the hook shot.
Yeah, definitely a risky move there, going to Swamp Palace without that hook shot. But I've seen many times where already where that one important item we've been looking for is right there in Swamp Palace. So.
I also like really trolly races, so I mean I'm okay with the hookless Swamp when I'm commentating or tracking, not when I'm playing.
I feel you there. I am the exact same way. When I'm playing, I want to have a nice easy seed, but when I love watching, I want the more trolliest seeds you can possibly have.
I agree, and it's especially when you have like levels of execution that you see these racers have. I mean, I feel like you want it a little bit trolly when they can flawlessly execute the game. Like I want something to be a pain in the neck.
Oh, I totally agree with you. I mean, these runners are top level runners, both NMG and in the randomizer. So might as well make it as difficult as we possibly can for us. So
I agree. I am petty like that. So yes, I agree.
But I'm going to warn you now, though. If I accidentally jinx them, I'm going to blame it on you. So just giving you that heads up.
Hey, I proudly wear the badge of honor that is my name. I am also known as Jinxie, like in real life. It's not just a name I picked for Twitch. I have been called Jinxie pretty much for about 30 years of my life. So I wear it proud, sir.
Well, I'm not going to judge you on that. So I'll let you just keep you being you. So I'm just going to use you as my scapegoat. So.
I appreciate that. I am
And as
happy
we've been
to do
talking
so.
here, looks like Catobat's getting ready to finish up his Eastern, or not his Eastern Palace, his Thieves Town check, while at the same time, Alaszun going to make a very, very quick fight here of the Armos Knights. And be interesting to see where we go from here. Will we see that big bomb play?
I want to see it. I want to see it bad. Because we have not had progression in quite some time. I mean, I know we're only 38 minutes in, but we've kind of hit a lull since we checked the dam at this point. Well, other than, you know, obviously the Moon Pearl and Paradox Cave, but that's really all. I'm ready to see something.
Yeah, so am I. I mean, looks like I thought Alaszun had already done the back of Saha. I had totally forgot about that. So hopefully we'll probably check here and then go get that big bomb. And just like that, at 39 minutes, Catobat now has his third crystal of the match.
Yeah, that's something. I mean, both our runners each have 3 crystals. That's exciting. And we're still not that close to go mode. You know what I mean? Like these are full clear dungeons that they've done.
Yeah, the rate that this seed's going, I kind of hate to say it, but man, I haven't seen a full clear dungeon. I mean, we did have week 1 was an all dungeon seed, but I haven't seen any all dungeons since that week. So maybe this is going to be that race where we have to clear all our dungeons to find all our items because of how far away we still are from go mode, needing 5 items.
Yeah, I really like this routing by Alaszun. Like, especially because you saw him kind of hesitate over towards Flute 5 that he was going to go in the Dark World there for Pod. But I really like, you know, that split-second decision. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? We're going to do Eastern, Big Red Bomb, and kind of route the Pod area that way. And I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's seen a nice little glitch here with the Big Red Bomb here. Right as that clock hits 0, gets that screen transition, and voila, the Big Red Bomb is right back behind you.
I love the entire time that they do that, and I know it's, you know, it's a game, relax, but it takes my breath away every single time. Just 3 bombs on our pyramid.
All right, so we got here just a heart piece, and oh, the single rupee. Oof.
That is so disappointing. Game, you had the option to make something epic there. Yes, drop those bombs. I agree with you, Alaszun, because that should have been something. We riot. That's it. We're done.
Yeah, it looks like we're also going to be checking out Catfish, so his routing makes a whole lot of sense right now.
Yeah, definitely. And that the 5-6 crystals being what they were and giving us all the items we needed to beat them. I mean, that was a low blow on that game. That was a, hey, go here. It's going to be good. I promise. Oh, here's a buck. Like, ugh, come on.
So where do you go from here? Do you dive dungeon or pendant dungeons? Or do you dive crystal dungeons? Because right now, I mean, we can complete Ice Palace, or no, we cannot. We do not have the Titan's Mist, so we can complete Skull or Swamp Palace. That's about the only crystal that we can beat right now. We can beat our Tower Hare and Pod, and Catfish just giving us 20 bucks here. So what's the call? Do you go the way down to Swamp Palace, or do you dive those pendants?
I would do Swamp, honestly.
Ooh.
Oh, Samaria, hello.
Red Cane on the Desert Ledge. Wow. So we need either the book or the Titan's Mist to find that, and also doing a Gina here. So these are kind of our last checks in our Sphere 1. So
yeah, you are very right that we cannot beat Swamp Palace because Hook is needed. However, Swamp Palace is a crystal. We are going to have to go in there anyway. And right now the game is kind of funneling you towards that choice anyway, as much as you don't want to make it. It's looking like I believe Titans are going to be in Swamp Palace. That's my feeling.
I'm going to let you take Swamp Palace. I'm actually going to take Pod. I'm going to say Pod's got at least 2 items of our next progression, just because we can full clear it now.
That is fair. That is fair. Battle of the Dungeons, sir.
So I'm going to say there's going to be at least 2 items here that we need. I'm not going to go with just one. I'm going to say 2. So I'm getting even more bold.
That is bold, sir, and I appreciate you. I'm still calling Titans in Swamp. That's my call.
All right, so what we'll do then, whoever wins wins a virtual Coke. How's that? Or drink of your choice. How's that?
I'll take a Coke Zero, but yeah, that sounds good.
All right, there you go. So we'll go find our drinking place in the Oasis and go from there.
I love it. And I love that reference. I don't know if you intentionally meant to make the Oasis reference, but if you did, I know what you're talking about.
Yes, I did. I actually am enjoying that book. I read that book the other day, and I have to admit, I was really shocked at how different the book and the movie was.
Yes! Yes! I'm sorry, back on track, but you are not wrong. You are not wrong.
So at least we know Pod here, getting back to the game, at least we know Pod is not bow locked, but then again, as early as we found bow, this might be the right play. So let's see here, another key here in Pod. One thing with Pod we like to see is usually see 4 keys in the front out of 6 chests, while Catobat remembering with that powder and hammer. So gonna check out the magic bat. Which magic bag just gives us a lame-o heart piece. We've had a lot of those this game.
That's so disappointing. This game could have had so many places where awesome logic could have been, and they just fell short.
Yeah, just finding keys right now so far in Pod, which is not really surprising being here in the front. We found 3 keys and a heart container. Gonna be interesting to see what we got here on the right-hand side while Catobat realizes that, hey, there's my red cane. Unfortunately, I can't get it.
It does make me feel better that Catobat has checked that, though, and now knows that Samari is there. I feel like anytime you kind of see something, you're like, oh, that's not attainable, but knowing that it's there makes me feel better when both runners have that information.
Yeah, the information itself right now is just as important as finding all of our items itself. And there it was. We found 4 keys and the big key in the front. So we're going to have ourselves here 4 more items here in the back. But it looks like
Alaszun went straight for the kill.
Yeah, going straight for that green pendant, which does make sense. It seems like he's already on that side of the dungeon. So life is just a little bit easier if you just go straight to the back and then come back and for a second round.
Oh, absolutely. Especially with it being the green pendant. I feel like if it was blue or red, that he probably wouldn't have wasted time going back to Helmasaur. But again, that is another item that can have possible progression. So I really like this routing. Going to be able to come right back to the front of the dungeon and go ahead and clear everything out after the dungeon is already beat. I really like this routing.
Yeah, it looks like Catobat right behind Alaszun and checking out that pod play.
It actually does make sense because now he doesn't have to go and do the bonk to the chest and hit the switch and go out and come back in. He's going to be able to run straight through the dungeon. He was planning on beating Helmasaur anyway. So this actually does save time by going straight back to kill Helma versus going back to full clear the dungeon, then to come back and beat Helmasaur. Thank you, MetaKirby.
Yes, thank you, sir. And right there, we're on our way to 17 hits with the hammer here on this shield. If you want to, you can also take him down with some bombs, but I haven't seen that strat in quite a while. And 1 silver arrow, and just like that, there is the green pennant off of King Helmasaur.
And King Helmasaur is the best boss in the entire game. I said what I said.
There's the best. So just some bombs on that item right there. So we still got several checks to go. We still have 3 items that are available to us.
Plus that green pendant.
Yeah, so that makes number 4. So Pod definitely the right choice at this point. But like I said, I'm still standing by my by my guess here, 2 items that we need. And it looks like Catobat almost doing the exact same routing as what Alaszun has done already by checking those front 6 chests and then now, or sorry, the front 4, and then going here to the right side. So.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Catobat go straight back to Helmet Floor as well. Okay, that's not an item. Let's go, Pod.
So that's our 5th key. So we're going to have, and there's our last key. So Harmless Hellway and Dark Maze are going to have our last items here. Harmless Hellway gives us just our 10 bombs.
Hey, bombs are important too. It's okay. We need bombs.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we kind of hate to leave out our good friend, the mini bombs here, so. And in Dark Maze, our north chest gives us, oh, there's our Titan's mid.
You got me.
So there's number 1. Am I gonna be right though? Am I gonna be 2 for 2? Let's see here. And a shield. Not so much a progressive item, so, but we still got the green pennant. So let's see here. Are we gonna have 2 or are you just gonna have the 1?
Yeah, you're still not out of it. That green pendant could be something very important.
And just a heart piece at Saha. So 50%. I was somewhat close.
I'll still buy you a drink, sir. And I think Alaszun is heading straight to Samaria. Yep.
Yep. That makes absolute sense here. We can sort of check into desert if we want to. Don't know how far he will go into it. And it looked like that was ether needed. I'm double check. No.
Yeah.
He was 2.
I think it was ether.
I'm hoping it was, because it kind of looked like it, but a little too fast for me. So just some more bombs and our lovely bug net. Finally catch ourselves some fairies here.
We certainly have the bottles for it.
And Catobat taking down that second shot of King Helmosaur, so that gives him his green pendant.
Ooh, we are going to get a look at desert. I like this.
Yeah, there's really not a whole lot we can do. I mean, we can complete the dungeon with the boot, so regardless of where the key is at. So, but at this point right now, again, we're still looking for several items here. So,
yeah, but they can full clear Meyer now. I mean, I know that's only 2 items, but get it done.
Yeah, Meyer does have 2 as well as here in Eastern. So, I mean, or not Eastern, Desert Palace. So, might as well. I mean, you can do both here while you're at it. Because, I mean, one thing we really have not talked about yet is possible PED.
Yeah, that could be our ice rod or one of our medallions. Could be our hook shot as well.
And that's, I mean, those are the only really items that we need right now. So, and we're finding, goodness gracious, we're finding all of our items.
Yep, forest item on Lamola.
So the question is, do you actually go all the way to Lamos to get that second item after we get here in the big key chest, or do you just move on to Misery Mire?
I don't know. I would probably just go. Oh, for God's sake! I'd probably just go Maya.
Fetch quest time. We haven't had one of those in quite a while, even though we've already checked our mushroom and our powder. So, and it looks like he's not going to do it. Like he's going to go straight into Mire.
I probably would have checked checkerboard first, but again, I'm not a good runner like these guys. So.
Yeah, I'm one of those. If it's just one off, I try. Like me, I'll probably would do checkerboard after this, just because somehow I would have forgotten to do Agina. So it just makes more sense to go do both those together. Because I believe Agina just had 20 rupees, and I can't remember who checked that. I believe Catobat has already checked Agina.
Yeah, they both got Agina.
Oh, did they both get again? Okay.
Yeah.
And Alaszun just a hair wide on those fire rod shots. Take care of Meyer too. And unfortunately, Catobat getting his disappointing heart piece from Saha. So it'll be interesting to see where he goes. Will he follow in the same footsteps? And he is. He's going to check the Meyer area.
Ice Palace is open as well.
Oh, really?
Oh, and it's a Godmire. Oh, that's painful.
Really early big key. Nice find. Yeah, with that, with those Titans missed now, I mean, we can actually get up to Dark Death Mountain, see what's up there, get our, what's that, 2 in Super Bunny, 4 in Hookshot Cave, possibly Spike Cave, so those are 7 items there.
Well, only if they can hover. We still don't have that hookshot yet.
Yep, you're correct. I had totally see, like, where would I be without you? See, this whole Jinx thing, I think it's in your head.
I promise you it's not.
I'd be totally lost without you, even with all my notes I'm making, so.
I have a giant whiteboard that I keep notes on because I can't remember anything.
I created myself a nice little template that I use to create all my plate all where all the chests are at. So, but that's just me. I'm a technology geek sometimes, and looks like Alaszun trying to set up a spooky action. I think I can't recall if you get that and you go to Eastern Palace first, it doesn't work. So.
Yeah, sometimes spooky can be just a little trolly. Interesting to see if Catobat is going to finish Desert or follow in Alazun's footsteps. We've had a pretty funneled seed so far. Not much room for divergence, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Almost fell in that hole.
And at this point right now, I mean, Alaszun, he went straight to Vitreous. So, blink and you will miss the fight, but he's going to have to go back all the way through Misery Mire again to find the 2 items here, unless there's an item here, and there is not. That's one of our small keys. So definitely going to have to come back and take care of the rest of the dungeon. And it looks like Catobat's going to pick up the one place you were talking a little bit about earlier here, Checkerboard Cave.
I wonder, though, if he's going to go to items or if he's not just going to go to Ice Palace. Okay, he's going back in.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine him leaving 2 items behind, especially since he just kind of checked what there is on the right-hand side. We did get that nice Godmire big key, so just made more sense.
It really would have been a gamble of the ages, though, just to roll out a Misery Mire with 2 items sitting in there.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but there's been several races that I've seen where, unfortunately, the second item has been on the cutscene chest, which that's never a good one to wait on.
Nope, unless you need a drink or a bathroom break, then it's okay.
Well, I thought that's what the Harrah Basement was for. I mean, we do call that the coffee break room.
Very true. Very true.
Oh, just 5 rupees so far here, Misery Mire. Gonna pass on that cutscene chest for now.
Yeah, I mean, even if it is PED, that is not a big deal at all for our racers. The big pendant that they had to do was pod. They have that completely done. Okay, that's nice. They just have really Desert to finish up and Tower of Hera, which is nothing if it is a PED seed.
Yeah, me personally, I have not seen a PED seed yet in this tournament. I'm sure there has been one. But the only things that could really be on that would be our Hookshot, Ice Rod, and then whatever our Turtle Rock Medallion is. Since, I mean, both runners do have the red cane.
I mean, I think this has to be a nice play for Alaszun.
Yeah, and I mean, Ice Palace makes a lot of sense here. What we got here, 3 items here in Ice Palace. With that red cane, we can do the icebreaker glitch. So pretty much makes Ice Palace pretty quick. And it looks like Catobat doing. He's going to actually check these checks first before these item checks before making his way back to Vitreous, which where these items were located at was probably the faster move compared to what Alaszun did. But at the same time, too, both moves makes absolute logical sense. And find a big key in our first pin gator room here. And looks like, oh, well, they already found the big key, so they don't actually have to go back and hit that switch, which for me, I know I would always forget to do. There's our first item, 20 rupees here in Ice Palace. So with that early big key, normally what you have to do with that icebreaker is you got to go hit that switch that's on that north side of that cross room. But since they have the big key, you don't have to do that now. So makes life just a little bit easier. He did pick up that key. Oh, and there's our riot shield as our second item. Me personally, I know I like to have that thing, even though everybody says it lags the game like others, but me personally, I like it for my safety. So if you're safety girl or safety queen.
Oh yeah, I love it. Because I hate doing laser skips on Laser Bridge.
I have not had one successful attempt on that yet. Every single time I get booted off. And so far, missing our third item here. Just finding our shield and 20 bucks here. And Ice Palace right now looks like Catobat now making his way up to Vitreous here. And again, if you blink, you will miss the fight. That's how fast it is with these silver arrows.
Yeah, it's just so nice having silver arrows on Vitreous. Even just having a tempered sword on Vitreous is nice.
I remember the very first time I took Vitreous down with those silver arrows. Oh, I felt like I had won the world.
It's always a good feeling when you get him in a 0 cycle too.
That is very true, and that's difficult than what it looks like on this screen. I know that I struggle with it, but as easy as what these guys make it look, I am envious of what they can do. Every single one of these runners.
Oh, for sure. Just a beautiful ice routing here from Alaszun. Catobat probably going to be following suit. Oh, no. Yeah, okay. I thought he fluted to 1. I was like, where are you going? Okay.
Yeah, and as we're getting ready to take on Cold Stare, here we are. We're a little hour and 1 minute into the race. Make sure you give both these runners a follow. Catobat, Alaszun, doing an amazing job with this race so far. Give their teammates for major mistakes and never do chickens. Give them a follow. Give my fellow commentator Jinxie Girl a follow. Give our tracker Schulzer a big follow as well. Without him, we would not be able to do what we do. So please give them all a follow. Help them out. And just like that, down goes Cold Stare.
And also, we can't forget my wonderful co-commentator, Bamman25, who has volunteered for so many races and really just been there from start to finish so far. So definitely huge thanks to him, and be sure to show some love.
Yeah, show that love to as many people as you possibly can, because the world needs it right now.
Yes, sir.
All right, so with that, we got Ice Palace down. We got Misery Mire. Would assume that Alaszun is going to possibly go to Swamp Palace, but
I want to see Swamp, man. I want to see Swamp.
Right now, it makes sense to do that move right now, even though it is without the hook shot, because having to make that second trip up the mountain to see all those Dark World access. I mean, right now it's about equal. I mean, you got your 6 checks that you can get in Swamp Palace, compared to just the 3 checks that the 4 checks that we're guaranteed between Super Bunny, Hookshot Cave, and Spike Cave. So
Don't forget, we also have items on Lamola's and another item in Tower of Hera as well. So that could be something as well as pet. So, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like Alaszun's gonna do maybe the Smith chain. That's one chain that we have forgotten about. We have not seen hammer pegs yet. We have not seen the Smith return or the purple chest here. So we got 3 checks that we can do right here. So
Plus shovel. We also have the shovel.
Yes, we do have that shovel. We found that where we found that there in Desert Palace.
Yep.
And the very, very quick here, hammer pegs. Always nice to be able to do that with the boots. And ooh, half magic.
Yeah, I'll take that any day.
Yeah, definitely a good find. Will make Ganon fight a little bit easier. Don't have to worry about that torch glitch so much.
I mean, we are running out of checks here. Still don't have that book, so we can't check the tablets. We have Spike Cave, the Smith, the purple chest, obviously. Smith is just $20. So we have purple chest, we have the shovel, and Super Bunny that we can do right now.
Did Catobat just skip? I mean, we already know what's in Ice Palace, but did he skip the big chest? I think he did. I mean, even though there's nothing in that. And a magic bat gives us what? Well, he curses us. Oh, with a heart piece. That's right. I had forgotten about that one.
Yeah, our progression is like seriously varied throughout this seed. I mean, it's very linear, but just breadcrumbs this entire time.
And just like that now, at 1 hour, 4 minutes, and 48 seconds, down goes Cold Stare, which now gives 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 crystals now on the side for Catobat. And just 10 arrows there in the purple chest. So the more and more it's starting to look between our shovel spot, which that looks like that's where Alaszun's going right now.
Looks like they're both doing that right now, actually.
Yeah, there's really not a whole lot of overworld checks we got left.
Super Bunny is the last thing we can fool. Well, Super Bunny and Spike.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Ice rod. Wow. Okay. So now that puts all of Turtle Rock in. So I think I would be going up Death Mountain right now, and that looks like that's where both of them are going to. Yeah, they're both going up to take on Dark Death Mountain now. So they can check just about everything. They can clear out Turtle Rock as long as we got the correct medallion.
Yeah, we only got 1 medallion so far.
Yeah. So just 33% chance, and it's kind of hard to believe. Here we are, 1 hour, 6 minutes, and 15 seconds in the race, and we have literally synced runners. That is so cool to see at this time of the race.
And what if that hookshot's sitting right in Tower of Hera?
That would be kind of cruel. I mean, we did find one item. We did find the small key, if I remember correctly. I'm looking at my notes here, and or no, we just found the heart piece. That's all we checked.
Yeah. It'd be so mean, but it would be so funny.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool if that's where.
Because I'm not running it.
And our medallion. Ooh, we need bombos. So still looking on a medallion hunt. So that's all we're looking for is that medallion and a hook shot. So
could be where will we find them?
So
I mean, I think if they're going to do Hera for that second item, it's going to be now. If they don't do it, they're not coming back until the very last.
Yeah, that's very true. So just $20 and some more bombs. Holy cow. You know, it's too bad our bomb count only goes up to 10. As many bombs we've had in this race. God, we probably have almost a full bag if we actually played the regular game here with all, I think it's 50 bombs in the regular game.
I don't remember how many you can go up to. I know it's quite a few.
Yeah, it's been so long since I did that in the regular game. So in Hookshot Cave, just 300 rupees. So looks like right now we're gonna have to. Yeah, looks like we're gonna go back to Hera on Catobat side. Possibly go in for that second item. I would check here or even do Spike Cave, which looks like that's what he's gonna do. Like he's gonna do doing Spike Cave, so we can clear that. Definitely running out of checks.
Alaszun's doing Hera. I like it.
Thanks, chat. I thought it was 50. I couldn't remember if that's what our bomb. If I remember, I think it's arrows is 70, and Spike Cave just gives us 20.
Oh, I think that was an accidental mirror. That's unfortunate. Oh no, forgot to check this chest. Okay, yeah, there's your big key.
So
you're good to go now.
Yeah, without that hook shot, unfortunately, we got to go the long way up Tower of Hera. And
so, yeah, this is an Oops All Dungeons.
Yeah. Sorry, runners, if you guys watch this. I'm sorry I jinxed all of you. It wasn't Jinxie Girl. It was me, I promise.
I'm not sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
Oh, there's our bombos.
Hello.
There, so that's your second item. So that now gives us official entry into Turtle Rock. So definitely a good play there on Alaszun's side, going back to Tower of Hera.
That is really rough for Catobat. That is going to be a last location.
Yeah, I have a feeling he's going to go clear out Desert Palace, go finish up Pod, or he did finish up Pod, and possibly even go into Swamp Palace. He might actually do a ped pull before he actually goes up there.
Well, he has to beat it first before he can pull ped.
Oh, that's right. See, again, where would I be without you?
Probably have, a lot less regrets if not for me.
I got plenty of regrets in my real life here on Twitch and all that. Yeah, I don't have so many regrets. So
I don't know if Hookshot can be on ped just because of Ice Palace. Because Vidi, or was the last item?
Cold Stare, I believe his last time was a small key. So if it's a small key, then that means you would have needed the Can of Samari to get through it.
Not necessarily Hookshot. I can't remember. Ice Palace logic makes my head hurt.
Yeah, mine too. Mine too. But I believe that the way it works is if there's a key on it, you need the Can of Samari. But if it's anything else, then it's Hookshot, I believe.
Yeah, but Zaru is right. Ice Palace is a crystal, so with it not being a pendant, it could 100% put Hookshot in head. You're right. Right.
Yeah, me personally, when it comes to Ice Palace, that's kind of the one dungeon when it comes to what's in logic and what is not in logic. Makes my head hurt. So, and it looks like Catobat's going to make that Swamp Palace play.
Only been asking for it since 10 minutes into the race. Just saying.
That you have. So, unfortunately,
there better be something in here now after how long I complained about it. Hookshot has to be in here. It has to be.
I mean, unfortunately, you've been having to wait an hour to finally get in here. So,
yeah.
And an hour in randomizer time is an eternity. So, or at least it seems like it sometimes.
It really is.
Oh, there's our hook shot.
Oh, never mind. There we go. Is that go mode? That's go mode.
That is go mode. So an hour, 12 minutes, and 15 seconds, Alaszun is in go mode.
Yeah, that's not even no. That's go.
Well, there's our Quake medallion there in Swamp Palace. So at least we got one medallion. It wasn't necessarily what we needed, but...
Yeah, we can just pretend we don't know what Turtle Rock was, and so that Quake Medallion just makes us feel a little bit better. Man, I'm usually not this bad at calling where items are.
Well, we're both 50%. How's that? I was halfway right in Pod, and you were halfway right with Swamp House.
I wasn't even close to being right with Swamp Palace, but I appreciate you trying to save my feelings.
I mean, you've only been saving my butt a couple times this race, so I mean, I might as well return the favor, right?
I appreciate that.
So Alaszun, he is just saying nope to all the chests, going straight to the back. He's got to pick up at least one more key here to make it through Laser Bridge here. Just find some bombs here in the second chest.
We definitely need Catobat to not find the book in Swamp Palace. That would be tragic to find this book in Swamp.
Yeah, that would.
Although it might lead him back up to Hera, so maybe not as terrible, because he will be able to check Bombos pretty quick. Yeah, okay, so book might not be horrible, but it's not. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, at this point though, right now, even if he does find that book, he's gonna take him everywhere except for where he needs to be. So.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, we definitely did have an Oops All Dungeons. We had our Titans in Pod. We had that Shovel in Desert that led us to the Ice Rod. And we had Bombos in Hera that led us to get into Turtle Rock. So yeah, it was 100% an Oops All Dungeons.
Well, at least the nice thing is that we didn't have to complete them all. That's probably about the only good thing. And it looks like Catobat making his way to the left side of Swamp Palace here. So far, the only thing he's found is just 2 dungeon items between Quake and 20 rupees here. But he's very limited on places where he can go since he does not have that hook shot here out of Turtle Rock. And right now, Trinex looking really easy here on Alaszun's side here. And if you're not ready, well, not yet here. We still got to take down Trinex and do Swamp Palace here. But might as well kind of start thinking about what your guess is going to be here for the big key guessing game. Oh! Does he still have his fairy?
I don't think.
Yeah. Oh, he has.
Oh, God, yes. Okay.
Oh,
I swallowed my tongue there for a second.
Oh, so did I, man. That would be such a bad debt because he did not take that safety door.
None of them. None of them. He skipped the big chest. He would have been all the way back at the beginning.
Wow. Whew. Luckily, he had that fairy. Wow. And it looks like Catobat's gone as far as he can into Swamp Palace. So where does he go from here? He's already gone into Mire. He's already completed Mire. Unless he's going to go into Desert, maybe? Yeah, he's getting his mirror out, going to Desert.
It makes sense. Unfortunately, we just know it's not the right answer. Like I said, if they didn't go into Hera then, when they were up the mountain, it was going to be a last location.
Yeah, I think at this point right now, with him now going into Desert Palace, I'm starting to think he's maybe thinking a Ped Seed. Since, I mean, that with him not having the book, it's really the only thing he's got left.
Yeah.
So hopefully he clears this out. He goes straight up to Tower Hera. Then he gets his bombos and he realizes, oh crap, I could have been in go mode 10 minutes ago. But we shall see what is going through his mind. But here we are, hour 17 minutes being in go mode. I think this is everybody's favorite go mode dungeon here in Swamp Palace. Going to be just one of those dungeons that just takes about 2 or 3 minutes to complete. There's strike 1, there's strike 2, and there's strike 3. Down go Lamos. Very quick fight. Very nice to have those silver arrows and gets the single rupee there as well on Lamel. So there you go. So that's his second pennant. Hopefully he makes his way now up to Tower Hera there on Death Mountain.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see what other option he has at this point.
Yep, he's going up to 1. So going to go take care of Hera, and then I think he's probably going to realize that he's going to kick himself. It's like, I should have went to Tower Hera.
Yeah, I mean, definitely neither runner made the wrong plays. It's just how the logic ended up working out.
Oh yeah, no, you're absolutely right. There really is no wrong call at all. I mean, the fact that we needed bombos. Normally, when we find the missing a medallion, usually it's underneath of the welcome mat. That wasn't the case this time, and so I probably would have done the exact same thing. I probably would have gone back down the mountain, gone to Swamp Palace here, and just find that hook shot here in Swamp Palace. And find his big key, so he's now going to make his way up here. But luckily, you're not going to have to go very far to pick up this hook shot. It's right here in front of the big chest here on the next floor. But by the time he gets it, though, I'm pretty sure Alaszun will be making his way up the mountain. And so basically right now, kind of get your ideas in chat between a number between 1 and 22. If you don't know what we are referring to, this is the big key guessing game for Ganon, the Ganon's Tower. There is 22 chests in the basement here. And now he's going to have to find where the big key is. So once the crystal falls, you will need to put in your guess. And just like that, there is our 7th crystal. And just finding the big key there on Argus, and there it is. Go ahead and put your big key guessing number in there. All right, Jinxie girl, what number are you? What are you going to choose?
I always pick 12.
You always, well, normally that's my number. But lately I've been kind of picking numbers here. This has been kind of a mean seed, so usually I like to think the other way around. And I'm going to say Ganon's Tower is going to be nice, so I'm going to say chest number, how about number 6 today? I'm going to be nice.
That's a very nice guess. Sometimes I'll guess number 9.
I'm usually always kind of stuck around 12, but it depends on where you go. If you go full left, it usually puts you into Rando Room. But if you end up going Dark Magician strats, where you go to the Stalfos room, back to the Compass room, and then back to the left, that usually puts you in the Firebar room. So Catobat, while we were doing all that, finds his hook bombos in Tower of Hera, and now getting ready to find the hook shot here in that Chain Chomp room. And then he's going to realize that he is now in go mode. So just a few more seconds here to get your big key guessing game in. As soon as he makes his way in, we'll definitely be stopping the game here. And here, just in a few seconds here up in this Chain Chomp room, Catobat will be getting his hook shot. And there ends the game. Have 16 points available here. Going to the left.
Dark Magician.
Just 10 arrows there on the torch.
See, I play cross keys, so I am a full right kind of gal.
And there's hook shot for Catobat, and Oh, so I have a counterpart now in chat. I did not realize that there was a Bandman81. Holy cow. Nice to meet you, sir. It'd be fun to do a commentary. Definitely screw everybody up, though, with Bandman25 and Bandman81. So that'd be kind of fun.
I didn't realize that wasn't you typing.
Nope, that is not me. That is not me talking.
That's amazing.
Even though that is my birth year, so... finding nothing so far in the basement. Six checks here. Found three keys, the red mail, and a heart piece, I believe. Going to skip here our tile room, wait for the end here. Making our way to the compass room.
Okay, so checks 8, 9, 10, and 11 coming up.
Heart container. And nothing so far.
Wow, so guess number 12 coming up. Is Alaszun going full right? Probably not. No, they never do.
Nah, see, I haven't seen a full right in a while. I mean, a full right does make sense here. I mean, it does limit your checks, though, when it comes to leaving rando room and all those chests left, so... And there's our big key and chest number 12.
Hey!
Oh, but you didn't put it in. John Troy 81918 is our winner. So congratulations, sir. You get yourself, what was it, 16 points. So now making our way up the tower, getting ready here to make our way in a gauntlet here in a few rooms with those silver arrows. Those mimics are nothing. Wow, looks like Catobat making his way to Laser Bridge.
As you can hear from my crazy household, it doesn't matter if your dogs won't be quiet.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with having our furry friends be our tri-commentators or co-commentators, whatever you want to call them. Now, the chicken, on the other hand, I might have a problem with that one.
Yeah, I'm like trying not to talk because my little rooster, and he's really tiny, he's a miniature, so he's cock-a-doodle-doing outside. Frank, my grumpy old man dog, is growling. Like, there's just a lot going on.
Sounds like you have yourself a full household.
Yeah, and all 4 of us have COVID, and we have been in quarantine for 6 days now, so slightly losing our minds.
Well, I think that's what the disease really does. It may hurt us with our lungs, but I think it drives us crazy in the real world.
It really does. It really, really does.
And Trinex is now one head away from being down on Catobat's side, while Alaszun, he's kind of struggling here with Lamos here. Took a few extra arrows to take him down. Finished what, in my world, is a very hard gauntlet, but in Randomizer world with all these runners, the gauntlet is probably the easiest thing in the world. And now here we are entering in the 2 most satisfying rooms of the entire game. 1 cane shot takes down multiple enemies. Taking down those wood ropes. So right there, an hour 27 minutes. Catobat now has his 6th crystal, needs to go back down, take care of Swamp Palace now that he has the hook shot, and then make his way back up to the dungeon. And now here, Alaszun making his way here in the torch room. Needs to be careful here. Only has a couple more fire shots left here. Doesn't have to worry about getting a key from these mini Helmos. It looks like, yep, he's getting his powder out, so he's going to go here into the very last safety room, take down these two anti-fairies. I was say, it looked like he was trying to... Was he trying to do a fake powder with the powder? Interesting. And now here we go to everybody's favorite troll of the entire game here with Trolldorm. And just like that, with a slash and a spin, and down he goes. Will we see the validation chest? And we will not. And Jinxie girl, I don't know about you, but I was bad at math. So hopefully you're better at us with math, so you can save me on our math test.
I can try.
Algebra 2 was as good as it got for me. I struggled with geometry and all that good stuff, so. Look at, we just had 1 hit there, 2 there, so we're up to 3 more. 1, 2. So 1, 2, 2, and then it's going to be just a 1. And down goes Aga at 1 hour, 28 minutes, and 57 seconds. It's time to go take on that big pig. The great thing is now we take on the big pig here. 1 cycle here, just need 12 hits with that tempered sword. A lot of these great runners can take him down, do each cycle 1 time, and then go into phase number 3 where Ganon throws a temper tantrum and then nice 4 silver arrows. So if you're not watching closely here, you will miss the Ganon fight. Pulling out the cape here from for some extra safety here, so he must have listened to Jinxie Girl while doing the race here, since she is the safety queen.
I am, and now I'm back. I tried to get everybody to quiet down in my house.
And just like that, Alaszun now on phase number 3 here of our fight. There's hit number 3. Too many teleports here, or telewarps here on Ganon's side. While at 1 hour, 30 minutes, and 28 seconds goes down Argus. That gives crystal number 7. That was a nice double hit there on Alaszun's side on Ganon. Looks like he just gets the 1, got 1 more shot to go. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Throw your GGs into chat. Give Alaszun a round of applause here. Throw GG's in there, because he needs to cross this 1x3 bridge, and he will be our winner of this race, and he does. So with an official time of 1 hour, 31 minutes, and 1 second here, Alaszun gets his first solo victory in this league, and also gives his team 3 more very important points here in the league. So again, get your GG's into chat.
Yeah, definitely a very exciting race, and unfortunately, Catobat making really good choices. It just turned out that key was right in Tower of Hera, unfortunately.
Yeah, hopefully we can get both of our runners here into chat here shortly here. While it looks like Catobat now getting ready to make his way into Ganon Tower here. Got first guys to make it through the portal. So while we're waiting on Catobat to make his way into Ganon's Tower, I just want to let you know some races that are coming up here today. There's a race going on right now on SpeedGaming 3. We got the 2000 Titans Mids of 2019 versus Error 216. And then we have another race later tonight here. I Like Big Boots versus 2 Pearl 2 Furious at 7:10. That will be on SpeedGaming 4. And then for tomorrow, we got about 5 games happening between 10 o'clock in the morning all the way until 8 o'clock at night. You can check out all that information here. Most of those games are on SpeedGaming 2, 3, and 4. And if you want all of your information that you can find here on the league, please check out the league channel, ALTTPRleague.com. You will find all the information that you need when it comes to the league, with what the schedule looks like, to what is coming up and who's leading. As we talked a little bit earlier here, when it comes to the league next week, which we still got tomorrow left on week number 3 here on the standard, defeat Ganon casual boots. Next week will be my favorite week, which will be Key Sanity spoiler log co-pilot. The week after that is seems like to be everybody else's favorite week, which is Mystery Week, which can be just a little bit about everything. It can be Key Sanity to cross keys to inverted to anything else in between. Then week 6 is a Key Sanity week. It's an all dungeon Key Sanity, as well as week number 7 is our co-op info share, open defeat Ganon Randomizer. So definitely a lot of fun races here coming up here in the future. So, and it looks like Catobat did find his big key, now making his way up the tower. And it looks like it's been brought to my attention that Air 216 actually won the match on the other channel. So there will be some time here to check out the next race at about 7 o'clock. So
Yeah, a lot more races coming at you here on Speed Gaming.
It looks like we do have Alaszun in chat. Unfortunately, one of our race admins are not here to get them actually into the room. So let's see here. And Catobat making the gauntlet look easy here. Getting ready to take on Lamulus 2, picking up that fairy there in the room before.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, GG Alaszun.
Jeez.
That was...
So, what do you think of that race there? I mean, what did you think of that seed?
I thought the mitts were gonna kill me for a while, and then I felt really, really good with the ice rod, because not only did you have to dip Pendant Desert when you probably had a reasonable reason to not dip Pendant Desert, especially since I kind of assumed that my opponent would have done Hera when he was up there the first time. Like, I went in, did one check, got half the value of the dungeon, and pieced out. But I definitely understand wanting to keep going. But that shovel made me at least feel good because I checked it before going to Death Mountain, which was maybe not the most efficient play in the world, but it obviously worked.
Catobat did the exact same thing you did. You both went in for that first check, and then you both noped out, and then you went over to east side Death Mountain, and that's where everything was at. I mean, you had a bottle, you had your Master Sword, you had your Moon Pearl. So I mean, you kind of really didn't have a reason to go back into Hera until when you guys did to go find that Bombos.
Yeah, exactly. And it's one of those, like, when Hera's a pendant, like, if Hera's a crystal, obviously you're doing it as you go through, even if you don't have the hook shot. But if Hera's a pendant, it's, well, it probably isn't going to lock the hook shot. Of course it did. And even if it does, like, I'm going to have other opportunities to come back here when I go to Dark Death Mountain, and so I can route it in. And I mean, I was planning on turning around and going back to Hera after Paradox Cave, and then I got that Moon Pearl, and all of a sudden the only thing I wanted to do was leave.
Yeah, I mean, it was just amazing how that literally right there gave your Dark World access. I mean, you went through, eventually, after the standard start, I think you went through Kakariko first I think you went to South Shore first.
Oh, so I rescued the old man, then I went to South Shore, then I went to Kakariko.
Yeah, and that was the big difference at the start of the game, because when you went to Mini Moldorm Cave, that's when you found your mirror, your flute, your mushroom, your flippers, your cape. I mean, that Mini Moldorm Cave was loaded.
Yeah,
and
that was
a big
probably
difference.
the most loaded Mini Moldorm Cave I've ever seen. 4 items, 3 of which I think were hard required in the scene, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it was just amazing, because that was the biggest difference between the two, because after your standard star, then Catobat just did your traditional through Kakariko, and then eventually he made his way into the South Shore check. So
yeah, I would say, I mean, I tend to be a lot less aggressive about making the play towards Kakariko in this mode, just because most of the reasons you rush Kakariko early, in my opinion, are that it just has the most checks, which is great, but at the same time, it's not like you're going to skip most of this other Sphere Zero stuff, and if you can pull the flute, if you can pull a bottle before you go there, you get the possibility of avoiding having to go back to Kakariko. And so I was really, really happy when I pulled that flute from South Shore. Like, my actual standard, quote-unquote standard opening of this is to start it, is to leave Escape, go to Lost Woods, grab a water walk from the Lost Woods hole, jump down into the whirlpool there, go to Mini Moldorm Cave, grab another water walk, and then do Waterfall Ferry and Hobo while water walked, just because it's super fast to get to, and knock some nasty checks out of the way. But it also, I'm not used to having a glove and a lamp right there, and so I was kind of smelling Death Mountain, and I was hoping I could get my hammer before I went up there, which obviously was not going to happen. But
yeah, and just like that as well, Catobat now finishes up his race with the official time of 1 hour, 40 minutes, and 30 seconds. Throw your GGs in the chat. He will be joining us here briefly. Yeah, the one that here at the very end of the game, really the only big difference between the two of you was after you went and checked Hookshot Cave, and then you got the one check, and then you went to Tower of Hera while he ends up going down into Swamp Palace. And I would like to now welcome GG's Catobat. Nice race today.
Hey, GG.
GG's Catobat.
What are your thoughts here on this race so far?
Well, it was pretty much last location except for Pet. So not great. My only hope at the end was that Alaszun also missed it and maybe had problems finding the ice rod. Because I think the ice rod was the only thing that I was feeling good about in this seat.
I would say, I know I felt really bad about the mitts at least, because I think that was a dead last location for me. I pushed off Eastern for a while. I was like, oh, I can do it with Pod, and then I kind of thought about it, I'm like, I got my Fire Rod at type, I'm like, I can just do Pyramid Fairy right now. I'm just not going to touch Pod and just go straight to Eastern, which felt really, really bad when I dead last location the mitts there. And so it felt kind of bad for most of the scene until I pulled the Ice Rod, then I felt okay, I think. But so it sounds like you did a very similar path.
So you were in Swamp too without Hookshot?
Sorry, no, I didn't go into Swamp, I'm sorry.
Okay.
That was that did not exist to me except as a last play. Because I kind of assumed
that much of a difference between us.
Yeah. I would say
think.
it sounds like, I think you were pretty similar to me in saying that you basically are going to make Swamp your last location if you don't have a hook shot.
Yeah.
And it just happened that you happened to skip Harrow when you were back on Death Mountain.
Yeah, right, except for the pendant skips.
And at that point, there's no reason that you're going to go back and go up. I would say I also managed to skip Landmo. I just happened to check Desert Palace as I went into the Mire area, and took the shovel and checked it before I went up, which was fortunate because reclimbing Death Mountain for that would have sucked. Especially because I probably would have beaten Swamp Palace and full cleared out Swamp Palace before I did that as well, which obviously had nothing.
That was my fault. I said Swamp Palace had progression the entire time. That's why it didn't. Sorry about that.
I don't really blame you for thinking that. Because the flippers and mirror were both very early and didn't. I mean, the mirror got you into East Death Mountain, so that at least had done some heavy lifting. But the flippers didn't really have anything, and ice was complete crap. And so I would not have been surprised at all for Swamp to have stuff, but it just didn't want to.
Yeah, it was really amazing too about just literally there for the longest time. You guys would check one place and then check another, and then literally you would switch places, and you'd be checking all your checking the same checks a little bit earlier, and we were both kind of talking. We were kind of surprised that the Titans missed because that was kind of the big item we were waiting for to finally open up the last half of the game. And when we found that, when you guys found that in pod, I know I personally was kind of shocked. I figured that some sort of progression was going to be in pod. I just did not think that it was going to be Titans mitts.
I thought it was going to be the hook shot.
Yeah, I was with you on that. I was thinking that as well. So, I mean, here we are. I mean, we are now finishing up. This is your guys' second race here of this week.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, I believe you split this week, correct?
I think we 2-0'd this week.
Oh, did you two? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The first one was really, really close. Between
That
Drek
was
and Teto.
exciting.
That was the one that had a book on Lumberjack that led to absolutely nothing, and both runners followed it, and the actual answer was Pet, and it was a real bad seed.
Ouch. So here we are. We're going into week 4 here. It looks like Never Do Chickens takes on Triple Dino Disaster, while Major Mistakes takes on Team Jaime next week. So, or no, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong week. Oops.
So I'm pretty sure that's week 7 for us.
Yeah, that is week 7. I was looking totally the wrong week. Week
We're
4.
big
Here
boots,
we go.
I think.
Yeah, Never Do Chickens is I Like Big Boots, and then Major Mistakes takes on Last Locationers. You guys running next week?
I am not playing a game next week, but I'm going to run in both races. Does that count?
So you're gonna be the co-pilot then?
Yeah, I'm piloting both of ours.
I'm not sure yet if I will be playing or piloting one of them. We'll have to see.
Is there any week that you're looking forward to here? I mean, we got 4 more weeks left. Because if I remember right, I think we play next week, but I think the week after that is our week off because of SpeedGaming Live going on.
I think the upcoming week is the week off, and then we play week 4 the week after that.
Yep, you are correct. I just looked at my notes, and yeah, next week there actually is no races because of SpeedGaming Live, but there's going to be a ton of randomizer going on. Go check that out. You can find all that information on Discord, as well as the SpeedGaming Live website as well. Any weeks you guys are looking forward to?
Definitely week 4 for me. I'm less of an executor and more of a thinker, so I like being able to pilot. And so I'm pretty excited for that. That'll be fun.
I'm excited for week 7 because then we're playing against Team Hime, and it's always very exciting when we play against them.
Very nice. Are you guys playing in the SpeedGaming Live ATP randomizer tournament?
I qualified but turned it down. I just had too much stuff going on and didn't want to have to commit to scheduling 5 matches this week.
I believe it's at least 4.
It's a lot in a pretty short time that I didn't want to have to try to squeeze in.
Yeah,
Which, I mean,
also,
makes sense.
I didn't even play the qualifiers. Already enough stuff going on.
Well, do you guys have any closing comments on this race, or what you guys are looking forward to the league and playoffs and all that?
I would just be happy to make playoffs. I think our division's really, really brutal. And so being able to come out in the top 3 of that would be really awesome. I mean, like, Major Mistakes is a good team, and this is just like a meat grinder of a division where
Yeah,
basically
right
any
now,
team can take from anyone else.
yeah, because right now you got 1, 2, 3, 4 teams all with 9 points, and then spoilers with 6 points, and then last 2 teams with 3 points. So I mean, your guys' division is just, yeah, it's stacked. But that's how the whole league is. The whole league is just completely
I mean, yeah,
stacked.
the league in whole is really good, but I think our division is probably the toughest of them too, and certainly at least maybe the deepest. But that's fun. I mean, it means the weeks that you play are good and competitive, and that's awesome.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm me personally, as a spectator, as a watcher, this league, I have enjoyed every single race. There has not been one race that I have not been on the edge of my seat for. So let's say, Catabat, you got anything to say? Want to say here before we take off?
Yeah, it's going to be hard, but we'll see if we can get some points maybe in the mystery week, maybe in week 7. Let's see. But yeah, thanks Alaszun for the race. GG.
Yeah, thanks. This was a good race, Cat. Looks like it was really, really close until just one decision, and that's, I mean, good for everybody and viewers and runners. It's just fun.
Yeah. Yeah, and thanks for the commentators, for the tracker. Schulze jumped in.
Yeah, definitely. GG's to both runners. If you have not already done so, please give both these runners a follow. They put on one heck of a race. Give all their teammates a follow as well. Please give a big shout out to our tracker, Scholzer, for doing all the tracking, doing all the heavy lifting in the background. T Sigma for being our streamer. Make sure you give them a follow. Please give my co-commentary, Jinxie Girl, a follow. Even though she says she's a Jinx in real life, I can't see it.
I promise you, I am. I can bring in witnesses.
Well, Jinxie Girl, you got anything else to say before we sign off?
No, definitely GG's to both of our runners. Big thank you to chat who hung out with us and entertained us throughout this match. It was certainly a wonderful one to watch. Thank you so much, Bamman25. It was a true pleasure to commentate with you, and I hope we get to do it again soon. As always, if you feel like this is something you could do, feel free to sign up to be a commentator or a tracker over at the, you can find links at SpeedGaming. You can find an invite to the Discord for the ALTTPR League. And we're always looking for more volunteers. So as always, continue to tune in and watch more exciting races here in the A Link to the Past Randomizer League Season 3. And thanks again.
Yeah, thank you, Jinxie Girl. Just as a reminder, there's one more race tonight at 7 o'clock. I Like Big Boots versus Two Pearl, Two Furious. And then tomorrow we have 5 races. They vetoed our Acronym versus Double Dippers. Forfeiters are us versus Shakul's Digging Game. Triple Dino Disaster versus the Spoilers. Old Swagga Jackson versus But We're Buddies. And Fendora Drifters versus Team Kappa. All those races come on between 10 o'clock and 8 o'clock. You can find all of that information on the league webpage, ALTTPRleague.com. Again, I want to thank both runners. I want to thank our tracker. I want to thank my co-com, Jinxie Girl. Thank you again for being here, chilling out with us. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I know I'll be watching the game at 7 o'clock. But most importantly, take care of yourself and take care of each other. And have a good afternoon.